Okay, I think I did it. I think I did the thing. Hi, Thunderheads, Lady Susan here. I am getting ready to get set up for my 1 to 2 p.m. Tuesday episode here in the studio at KZUM in Lincoln, Nebraska. I just kind of felt like going live this hour, so don't mind me if stuff is weird sounding, let me know. I kind of did a little widescreen so you can see where I go when I do stuff. So right now I am going to be getting my music all set up and getting the stuff in the CD racks, getting my computer set up. So probably won't be doing a whole heck of a lot of talking with you, but if you are tuned in, please do let me know, make a little reaction and say hello so I can make sure to give you a shout out here on the show. And yeah, so thanks so much for tuning in. Especially for those of you who are watching this after we're done going live, because I think I'll save it as long as I don't do something major that embarrasses myself, which tends to be most of the time. Which is probably why radio is nice, because people don't have to look at me embarrass myself. I wonder how many things I'm going to drop on the floor. Let's find out. Is anybody out there a Patton Oswalt fan? He has a bit where he talks about how if the FBI or whatever had bugged his car, how embarrassing it would be, and how boring it would be, or entertaining, because he just sits there and kind of makes little voices and songs and talks to himself. And I feel like a lot of times that's me. I do that. I do that. So this might end up being one of those Patton Oswalt videos where you just sit here and watch me go burp, 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 burp to a computer that I can't plug in. There we go. So right now I'm getting just all my stuff set up. Better close my video game. Oops. So what I'm doing right now is I'm setting up my pages. I'm going to be posting my set list both on Facebook and then also into our log system for KZUM, which is called Spinatron, for those of you who are curious. And so, oh my god, this is so meta. Look, it says Facebook, Thunder on the Plains is live right now. That is the wildest thing. Anyway, I'm going to go to the Thunder on the Plains Facebook page and set up, hello, me showing me the computer. I can't handle it. I can't. So what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be creating my playlist and setting it up as we go along throughout the episode. The other thing that I'm setting up, and so I'm doing that in two different web pages. I'm doing it on Facebook, and then I'm doing it also in Spinatron, which is what you see when you go to kzum.org. So if you want to follow along with what you're listening as we're playing it, that's how I enter all of that data. So you can feel free to check that out. Also, some programmers like to set up their shows way ahead of time, so they will sit down some evening and they will plan out their show. I am not like that. It is the rare episode that I will sit down and plan all my music ahead of time. A lot of times I might have a theme. It's rare that I have a theme way ahead of time. Most of the time I'll have a feeling that day and I'll be like, I'll pull this, that, and the other, and then I'll think about it throughout the day, and then I'll come in and I'll pop the CDs or pull that songs up on the computer. During December, it's all Celtic Christmas music, so it's kind of what I feel like in terms of the Celtic Christmas stuff. I also like that it keeps it very open to requests as people send requests in. So if you have any requests for a Christmas carol during the hour, or an artist that you know I would be able to play or that you'd like me to play on the show during this hour while we're live, please do type it in and let me know. I'm watching, and I'm happy to queue it up if I'm able. This is a little freaky because I am managing two computers. I got the computer right here, which is the studio computer for the board. The board is right beneath me. You can see the little dials. And then my laptop is over here, and that's where I'm typing in the playlist. Then we've got another computer screen over here, and I'm going to pick this up really quick and show you. We've got another computer monitor back here, that is showing our levels to make sure that we've got good quality sound coming out to you guys over the airwaves. This here is the computer that goes through the boards, so if I have any digital music, I can cue it up there, along with all of our promos and between show breaks, top of the hour breaks, that comes out of there too, and then that all feeds through the board. So there's a little tour for you. I'm going to set you back there where you belong, and let's hope that your little prop doesn't fall over. Okay. So now I'm going to use this tower over here, and I'm going to find the CDs that I want to pull up. I'm going to plug in my external hard drive, and I'm going to pull music that I want to play on the top of the hour, and we will go from there. I turned the vibrations off of my phone, but I don't know how to turn the notifications off of my phone, so a whole bunch of stuff keeps dropping down saying somebody commented or somebody did this, that, or the other. So it's a little weird. Also, because it's Christmas, I have bells. They can get really annoying really fast, especially when they sit in my car and I'm driving, and then, you know, like I have to brake or something, and they shift in the bag, and then there's just, you just hear this little ching. Jingle bells in my car. I think for today, I gotta get stuff lined up. I think for today I'm going to kick off the show with Dropkick Murphys. They have a really good Christmas single. And then maybe some Celtic tenors. Let's see. I have some really good new Celtic Christmas music by the Wee Heavies and the Selkie Girls, and I just got a Christmas album this week. It's not new, but it's new to the show. I just got it from Laura McKenzie, who is out of the Twin Cities in Minnesota, and she recorded a Celtic Christmas album, and it is just beautiful. We reviewed it on the way up Sunday night to Omaha, when we were going to the Irish session up there at Omaha, which is on Sundays once a month. Makes it hard when I have to find a sub once a month now for the Sunday show, but that's good. It's good to have a little bit of a life balance. I'm definitely a person that sucks myself into always being here all the time. For example, I'm going to be here Christmas Day. I'm going to be here New Year's Day. So sometimes it's nice to just say, can I get a sub so I can go participate in the music stuff? Because I'm also a musician as well. And if I'm just missing out on all the stuff because I want to play the music, then that doesn't make me a good DJ either. So anyway, Phil subbed for me on Sunday, and we were listening to this Celtic Christmas album by Laura McKenzie from the Twin Cities on the way up there. And then at the session, I was hoping that some people would play Celtic Christmas music during the session, but I didn't want to push that because I didn't want to be that guy or that gal to be like, let's play Jingle Bells. But then somebody said, you know, let's sing Joy to the World and play it on our instruments, and everybody's like, yeah. And so the whole evening ended up being this whole like, yeah, Christmas music, yeah, and it was just so much fun, and I loved it. It made me so happy. It was really, really cool to be able to share that with people, and folks who, you know, like me, can appreciate a good carol now and then done Celtic style. The great thing about Christmas music, if you are a budding Irish musician, maybe you're learning a new instrument, and you're trying to figure out, how the heck do I play by ear? Go and play Christmas carols or songs that you are super familiar with. Not stuff that you like and you want to learn. Play the stuff that you have heard forever growing up. And I highly recommend trying Christmas carols, like the old hymns, the old stuff, like Jingle Bells, Deck the Halls, Joy to the World, stuff like that. Practice it in the key that your instrument is in. So if say you're learning whistle, most whistles you start learning those in the key of D, so in a D whistle. So practice Jingle Bells, practice Silent Night, practice Joy to the World in the key of D, and that gives you a really good base to learn how to play your instrument without having to figure out how the tune goes. You're really just figuring out, I know how the tune goes, how do I get my fingers to do the thing to make the tune happen. So you're only having to learn one thing at a time. And it's something very familiar and safe for you. So I recommend that. right, right now I got to get my stuff
Greta is 15
going.
years old, a climate activist from Sweden. Got here by electric car. She's just been named by Time Magazine as one of the
This is the end of
most influential teens in
Democracy
the
Now!
world.
That we're hearing.
We've also been joined
Because
by
of that,
Anderson,
I'm getting ready to go.
leading climate scientist, professor in climate change.
Which means that I'm going to have to shut up.
In both Uppsala, Sweden, as well as in Manchester, Britain. And we're going to end today's show with some breaking news. It's absolutely critical as we bring you this information to know that we just interviewed a guest who is we're going to turn right now to that information as we talked about Time Magazine. Time Magazine has announced it's honoring journalists as its 2018 Person of the Year. The magazine has published its cover for the year, honoring the Washington Post columnist Jamal Khashoggi, who was killed in the Saudi consulate, and Filipino journalist Maria Ressa, founder of independent news site Rappler. She was just recently charged in the Philippines. Reuters journalists Walon and Kwa Soo who are currently imprisoned in Burma for investigating a massacre of Rohingya Muslims. And finally, the Capital Gazette of Annapolis, Maryland, where earlier this year a gunman opened fire, killing 4 journalists and 1 other employee. Time is calling the recipients of this year's tribute the Guardians and the War on Truth. That does it for our broadcast. Democracy Now! Produced by Mike Burke, Dina Guzder, Nermeen Shea, Carla Wills, Tammy Warnoff, Sam Alcoff, John Hamilton, Robbie Karen, Honey Masood, Sharina Nadura. Special thanks.
Rushing with that, and I'm rushing with this.
Dennis Moynihan as well. I'm Amy Goodman. Thanks for joining us.
This is 89.3 KZUM Lincoln and KZUM HD.
This is KZUM Lincoln and KZUM HD. Hey everyone, keep it tuned right. Give yourself a daily dose of joy. Guaranteed.
Do you have recourses against your bank?
It's okay.
If it gives financial information,
It's okay if multiple people say that you're listening to KZUM.
or consent. The court check
Hey, and
on
I caught
that
it.
problem
There are some times where I'm
indicates
not catching it.
fumbling bank. I'm Curtis Howard.
Everybody's human. Plus, I'm juggling something that's like super extra.
Mark Palmer was manager of a bank branch.
This is totally how I roll. A lot of times I'm just flying by the seat of my pants, and I, on a whim, was like, I'm gonna just go live today. And I probably should have played a little further ahead, but you might watch a train wreck here. So if you're just tuning in, stay tuned in, because we're going to see how me streaming live, paying attention to you, and that monitor, and that monitor, and that monitor, and these CDs that I don't even have queued up yet, can handle everything. Oh my gosh.
Some of the figures going through our hands don't match up, and we're finding shortages.
Hoi. I don't know what to play. After the first song, I know what to play for the first song. Play for the second
Keep this
song.
quiet until I'm certain of what's happening.
It's got to be
Frankly, I think
CD
Beth
because
has
I'm
been
going off the
having some financial
computer.
Maybe borrowing the company's money without our knowledge.
I got to run out really quick and grab. Hi, Mike. I'll be right back.
Give me an idea
Don't
of
move.
how her account stands. Mark was anxious to please his best customer. He said, I'll check it out. I'll come back to my office and I'll give you a call. At the bank, he discovered Beth's account was in bad shape. She was overdrawn and had bounced several recent
Whew.
checks.
I gotta watch what I say now that I'm live. Oh my gosh. Alright, so I grabbed. Let's see what I grabbed. So, Thunder on the Plains, i.e. me, I have my own library of music and my own library of Celtic Christmas music that I play both on the CDs from digital and then in, on digital and in CD format. KZUM also has their own collection. It's more than just Celtic music, but they have a beautiful Celtic selection of Christmas music. I'm very surprised and pleasantly so. This is a really good compilation album. It's called Together for Christmas, a contemporary Celtic Christmas collection. Highly recommended. Released in 2012. Very highly recommended. Another older one that I recommend. This is from '95, and I'm not sure if she has newer Christmas ones, but it's Anya Minogue's To Warm the Winter's Night. If you like harp and soprano, Celtic soprano music, beautiful, beautiful voice.
Donate simply and securely at kzum.org.
Do you have recourse against your bank if it gives financial information?
All right, so I'm getting ready to go on.
Without your consent? Yes, said the Idaho Supreme Court.
So don't talk loud.
There was a principal and agent relationship, and the agent was the bank. It is expected that transactions are confidential. It is inconceivable that a bank would
Inconceivable.
at liberty to disclose the intimate details of a customer's account. There must be complete secrecy as to a depositor's business with the bank. Damages will be awarded to Beth. It's a point of law.
I don't know if this will play. Nope. Whatever. I wasn't sure if it would play. Greetings and salutations, Thunderheads, and welcome to yet another episode of Thunder on the Plains. I am your host, Lady Susan, as always, bringing you the best that Celtic Christmas has to offer from right here in good old Lincoln, Nebraska. And we've got a very special treat for you folks who are all sorts of tuned in on social media and interwebs and all sorts of technological savviness. We are currently broadcasting live on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Thunder on the Plains. So please do go and check that out. You'll get kind of an inside scoop of what the studio looks like here at KZM Studios in Lincoln. You'll get to see the board. You'll get to see me juggling a whole bunch of computer screens and CD cases and everything. And as I'm able, I'll do my best to do some narration, let you know what I'm doing between songs, things like that. And yeah, we'd love for you to join us. So if you're able, please do tune in to our live stream that's going on right now, Thunder on the Plains, on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Thunder on the Plains. In the meantime, whether or not you're able to tune in to our live stream and watch me maybe make a fool of myself, at the very least make really weird faces, because I'm very good at that, you can still listen to fantastic Celtic Christmas music that we've got going on throughout the entire month of December. One thing that we want to remind you, though, is that as you're thinking about the end of the year, we're doing some reflections ourselves here on the show, thinking about all the cool stuff that has happened over the past year in 2018. And we want to ask you, how has KZUM made an impact on you and your community this year? Did you learn about a new community resource, maybe in the Lincoln area or maybe in your hometown, tuning in remotely? Maybe you discovered a new artist. On this show, I know I played a lot of new artists this year in 2018, a lot. Or maybe you attended one of our many partnered or produced events over the past year, whether it was listening online, on the air here in Lincoln, or at an event, or you met us out and about. You were tuned in. Even if the radio wasn't on, you were connected with us in some way. And we are so glad that you're a part of the KZUM community. And we would ask that you be, maybe this time of year, consider giving a gift at the end of KZUM's 40th year and Thunder on the Plains' 10th year here by calling now at 402-474-5086 extension 1. And then you can talk to me or go online and make a donation at kzum.org. If you donate online or just visit kzum.org, you can check out some of the cool stuff that's available as we say thank you for your donation. There's some warm KZUM socks available. There's some KZUM cookie cutters, which I think are the coolest things. And any donation of $25 or more from now until the end of the year, will get you entered into our drawing to win a KZUMI pass to the Bourbon Theater, entitling you to one concert of your choice per month in 2019. If you do donate online and you earmark your donation in the comment section to Thunder on the Plains, we'll also be sure to throw in a thank you at any dollar amount of the donation that you wish to send, because we really do love all of your support for the past 10 years. We couldn't have done all this amazing things and brought you all this amazing programming in 2018 or over the past 10 years without your support. So please give us a call, 402-474-5086, or go online, kzum.org. And while you're watching our live stream on our Facebook page, we're going to keep rolling with that great music. Are you stressed yet with the holiday season? I know I am, and I know the Dropkick Murphys really know how to put that stress into words. Here's their ever so popular Christmas single, "The Season's Upon Us." No, not that one. See, it's already getting to me. It's already getting to me, you guys. I'm not going to let it get to me anymore, I promise. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm watching the volumes, making sure the song gets loud quick. So I'm just making sure it's at a good level. There's a monitor over here that just kind of has the volumes. Yeah. If you've ever seen what it looks like when somebody records their voice, that's exactly what it is. It's just that those little lines. I'm just trying to make sure that it's loud enough for everybody to hear, and it's also not blasting stuff out. Now, there is a curse word in this song. They gave us a clean edit. Thank you, Dropkick Murphys, for sending us a clean edit of this song. But I'm always terrified every time I play this. Here it comes. God bless clean edits, I tell you. Alright, Alright, after this is going to be... Maybe I should actually pull it up. I hope it's not too loud. Hey, Mike, thanks for still tuning in. Kathy, thanks for watching. For those of you joining in and you're just tuning in, hello and welcome. I'm Lady Susan, Thunder on the Plains. We're doing a live broadcast. I will probably stop the live stream about 40-45 minutes in, because doing the transition between myself and Hardy, the next programmer, can get a little hairy. And we've all seen how good I am at doing this by myself. Let's not add one more juggling ball into the mix. So, I'll give you a heads up when I'm going off. So, alright, the next song is going to be the High Kings, Driving Home for Christmas. Driving Home for Christmas. If they'd only quit bitching. Me the mess. The season's upon us, it's that time of year. So what I'm looking at here also is I'm looking at the timing of everything. So how I time that in with breaks. So I'm looking at what I want to play, what would go good with another song. You know, I also have to watch during Christmas season that in the instrumental sets, they often do a lot of different tunes in one set, but they don't always lay out exactly what those tunes are. So I have to listen tight, because I have to make sure I'm not actually playing multiple versions of the same carol in the hour. I mean, I don't think people would get that torqued off if I did, but that's one of those things that bugs me as a person. So I try not to do that. Transition. I'll do it right this time. That is the most nerve-wracking thing that happens on this show, is the transitions. Alright, I can't use that one that I wanted to use, but I can do that other thing again that I didn't do last time. Driving home for Christmas. It's a fun one. Oh, I can't wait to see those faces. Driving home for Christmas. Well, I'm moving down the line. What did I do with the thing? Oh, it's Anniversary Mega Bump. So okay. I hustle, but this is the most boring thing. So I should have just let you know what I'm doing. Like I mentioned earlier, we got a lot of new music. So what I'm also thinking now is trying to make sure we incorporate old faves as well as this new stuff. So I have my stuff squared up through the break. So I need to get the break ready on the computer, and then I also need to get this new music queued up. I think I will. This is the Laura Mackenzie album that I got. I don't know what year it is yet. I have to look it up. It's not on the, it's not on the CD. But it's called Hi Ho the Green Holly. It is beautiful. It is so beautiful. It's all instrumental. Great background music. Very enjoyable. She reached out to me on our Facebook page, so you can always reach out to us if you have any questions by shooting us a message. And she reached out because she's a member of Brass Lassie, and they just released an album this year. And a couple weeks ago, she reached out and said, "Do you have these albums? Should I send them to you?" And I said, "Yes, please. I do not have them." And so she did, and they're just great. I'm very happy, and I'm excited to play the other two starting January 2019. And that is the power of the Celtic community at work. When folks do that, they work together to help one another and make awesome things happen like that. It's really, really cool. And that stuff is why I love doing what I do. So I say for you, though you can't hear me when I get through, I feel you near me. Okay. I want to play. I did Silky Girls last Tuesday, so I'm going to do the Wee Heavies from their EP. Are these guys again? The Wee Heavies came out with an Christmas EP. So it's 5 tracks? Yeah, 5 tracks. And bless their hearts, they knew that radio people need higher quality music. So they gave us a bunch of different quality files. Oh, I got a transition here. December Letter, Aoife Scott. Coming up.
Swinging by my side, all the things I hope they like. I'll send them off across the waves. I hope they reach by Christmas Day. Australia seems so far away, upside down where I have to stay.
Oh, that.
If you find your feet alone on Christmas Day.
Anyway, the Wee Heavies sent us 3 different, like, the EP in 3 different batches of different quality of files. I was like, that is the most thoughtful thing. Because they sent us digital copies. Different DJs prefer different media. Some radio stations are still pretty old and only accept physical media. Like, we have turntables still. We've got cassette decks. We've got the CDs. We don't have 8-track anymore in here, but when we were back in the old studio, where before we moved in 2012, we still had 8-track, I think, connected to the boards. So we're a little slow to get stuff going. What do we do? Okay.
Just remember we miss you so. If you find you're feeling low on Christmas Day,
What was I talking about? What was I talking about? That's the worst. Is that you think you're saying something and then you know you were saying something, but you don't remember what it was. The Wee Heavies, December Letter, playing music. Yeah, whatever. Must not have been that important. I gotta get my stuff queued up because I'm way behind. Since I'm updating 2 playlists at the same time and rolling by the seat of my pants while I go, it can get a little hairy. Home for Christmas, the High Kings, the December... Oh, so the December Letter, this isn't what I was thinking of earlier, but this is a good one. The December Letter by Aoife Scott. Aoife, featuring... We'll just do that. Andy Meany, I tagged your personal account on our playlist, and I apologize. You can always untag yourself if you want. And if you can't, let me know if that's not okay with you. And this goes for any artists that I tag on Facebook. I do my best to find your business page, your band page, and tag that. But not everybody does. And at first I was like, hang on. There we go. This is their banger. I mean, the Gothard Sisters released this like 8 years ago now. It remains just a good one. Okay, I got it's the hour. 22/7/117. What I really should do is get the rest of everything set up here. Oh, Eva re-recorded the December letter that was just playing. She recorded it with a really popular banjo player whose name escapes me. I could look it up. But yeah, he was like Grammy Award winning or Grammy Award nominated or something like that. So she re-recorded December letter. And I'm excited to hopefully get that copy when it comes out. But in the meantime, it's just this beautiful, soft version with her and Andy Meany on it. Oh, so tagging folks on Facebook. So here's the thing. I try to tag the artists as I'm able to find them on Facebook because I want them to know that I'm playing their music. I also want you, the listener, if you like what you're hearing, to go and show them some love. It's important. It's important to those artists for you to go and give them a like and a follow, even if you don't buy their music, which you should, even if you don't go to their concerts, which you should, and even if you don't, buy a t-shirt or whatever. Like, you should support those artists monetarily, but I know a lot of people cannot. So in those instances, at the very least, go and give their social media a like and a follow, or comment. Let them know, I heard your music on Thunder on the Plains. Now that's a little bit more of a shameless promotion because it lets them know, it's a little beneficial for me. But I care less about that than I do about you and going and showing them some love. That being said, now this is more towards the Celtic musicians out there. I think it's really important that you have a page, not just your personal account, because your personal account enables you to lock stuff down as you need. And having a public page is a great place for people like me to direct the public to, that doesn't potentially encroach or do any weird doxing things for you, the musician. There's a little bit more of a buffer of privacy. If you do not have a musician page, and I find your stuff, and I find you have a presence on Facebook, but you don't have a page, at first I wouldn't tag that, but I've noticed that so many artists are really good artists, and they don't have a business page on Facebook, so I have started tagging their personal accounts. I really just want people to know that I'm playing their music, and also that these musicians are out there for those who are listening and loving the music that they're hearing. But it does make me feel uncomfortable because I don't like doing this, like, here's that person as a person, like their own personal stuff. Now, if you don't care, then that's great, but, man, I kind of care. It's 20 after, so we're doing some IDs and messages.
You're listening to KZUM Lincoln and KZUM HD.
I'll let it ring if I can.
Support for KZUM comes from the Holiday Harvest Farmers Market.
Then I have to document that this stuff is going on.
Produce. The last farmers market of the year is Sunday, December 16th at Park Center's Banquet Hall from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. with live music on the KZUM stage by the Midnight Wanderers and Frayland Hearts. More at holidayharvestfarmersmarket.com.
From all of us in the Steel City Rovers,
Haley at the Crossroads.
Hey there, this is Keith from the Young Governors.
Eddie Delahunt.
This is Gerald Trimble.
To Lamar.
Hi, we're the Gothard Sisters.
Hi, I'm Cormac Jabara.
hi, this is David. How's it going? This is Vernon. We're from We Band of Three. We want to say a happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Happy 10th anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Happy 10th anniversary.
Happy 10th anniversary.
We'd like to wish a very happy 10th anniversary to
Thunder on the Plains.
Thunder on the Plains. Have a great day.
Thunder on the Plains.
Thunder on the Plains.
People said it'd never last. Look at you now.
Thanks, Colin. That was great. That's a fast. Probably should have done a better edit on that.
Peace and goodwill to all. Jesus, a child that's born to be king, sleeps in our manger stall. People of old, people today, hope in Emmanuel. Though he is old, though he is small, he's come among us to dwell. Heavenly glory shines in the night. Happiness fills
Wenceslas. Good King Wenceslas. Okay, how long is that? 4:12. Let's say 4:10. Independent, so many of them are independent, and I have no idea.
May we be gentle, patient, and kind. May love be the gift we bring. And may our neighbors know we are blessed in seeing the way we live. Heavenly glory shines in the night. Happiness fills the earth. Sing we of wonder, sing of delight.
Mackenzie, or MacKenzie.net. There she is.
Sing of God's hope.
The Wee Heavies, a 4-part a cappella group out of St. Louis, just released their holiday Christmas EP called A Christmas Minding. That was their version of Skyboat Song, but with lyrics that were designed and reworded for the Christmas season. How fun is that? You're listening to Thunder on the Plains here on 89.3 KZUM Lincoln and KZUM HD. I'm your host, Lady Susan, with you every Tuesday afternoon from 1 to 2 p.m. Central and Sunday evenings from 6 to 7 p.m. Central, except this past Sunday when I was up at the Irish session in Omaha, which is officially extended for another year. It's the second Sunday of every month up there in Omaha. We've got the event already up on our Facebook page in the events section, so you can go and check that out for more details. Sounds like it's going to get a little more active in 2019, so be sure to go and give that a follow so you can stay on top of all the news there with the Irish session. I want to say a huge thanks to fellow KZoomy programmer Phil for filling in for me on Sunday's episode. Hope you enjoyed his selection of Celtic Christmas music. We're going to be keeping it rolling with all the Celtic Christmas music throughout the month of December. So if you have any requests, please do send them in. You can shoot us an email, thunderontheplains@kzum.org. You can also give us a call, but if you are tuning in to our live stream that's going on right now on our Facebook page, you'll probably know that I'm a little juggling everything right now. So I would prefer if you shot those emails our way instead of giving us a phone call for that. However, if you would like to call and make a donation for your end-of-year giving to KZUM, which is nonprofit community-funded radio, you're welcome to do that, 402-474-5086 extension 1, or give online at kzum.org. If you want us to keep doing what we're doing, we could not do this without you. Literally, we could not keep doing this without you for 40 years on KZUM and 10 years here on Thunder on the Plains, and thank you so much for that. We have an year in review feature on our Facebook page. Encourage you guys to check that out. We'll be sharing that on social media later on today as well. And we are streaming live on Facebook. So if you got Facebook and you are able to go and watch, you can watch us live right now. Give us a shout out. I can take requests if you want, if I can fulfill them for Celtic Christmas music. Yeah, and you can always go and watch that later. There's a bunch of events that are happening that are coming up. And I'm going to ask you guys to hold tight, and at the end of the episode, I'm going to let you know all the things that are happening. So I'm going to keep you in suspense till the end of the show. So be sure to stay tuned in till the end of the episode today, because we've got some big, and I mean big, announcements to ring out your new year, ring in your new year on a very festive and Celtic spirit. So, but we're going to keep going with Celtic Christmas music, including new music. This next one is new to our show. It is Laura Mackenzie, who is one of the members of Brass Lassie. They just released an EP, or excuse me, a full-length album earlier this year, and they're out of the Twin Cities, Laura is, and she released a Celtic Christmas album that's all instrumental tunes called Hi Ho, the Green Holly, and it's just absolutely beautiful. So here's the first track off of that album by Laura Mackenzie, a set of tunes. I think you're going to recognize the first two, and the third one is On Christmas Night. This is a really pretty tune. Okay, I will do that. I haven't done these guys yet this year, I don't think. That. Nope. Nope. So what I'm doing right now is, hey James, good to see you. Thanks for watching, Emily. So what I'm doing right now is I'm working on my timing for the rest of the show. So I'm picking out music that I think I want to play, and then I'm making sure, is this going to fit in with when the breaks need to go and in with the end of the show. So I try to close out the show on an instrumental tune that we can fade out, you know, at the top of the hour without, you know, interrupting a singer with a lyric. And also timing my signing off, timing the next break that we have to do here in a few minutes, all that stuff. So I'm kind of doing number crunching, so I'm sorry if I'm not going to be super chatty for the next few minutes. Also, I'm watching to make sure the levels are still within optimal range, and watching the CD ticker to make sure I click to the next CD and it doesn't just keep running the same one, because that gets embarrassing. Okay, but I already know what I'm going to do next, and that's Anya Minogue. She follows her tags really well, so she knows when she's getting played. I have not played that? Somehow I don't believe that. Huh, I haven't. Okay. Oh no, is it that? Is it something I don't want to play? So what I'm doing is I'm previewing with Q. Short though, that's a pain. Bum, 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 bum. How long is that? Maybe for that one. Come on, load, 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 load. Okay. Yes, this is how this goes. Is this like every episode? Well, the only big shift is that I'm trying to like do a running commentary so people aren't like just watching me stare at buttons and screens the whole time. Other than that, yeah, this is pretty much how the train wreck goes. Susan, you look like you're about to have anxiety every time. That's how it goes. Welcome to my world. So now that'll be... No, that's not what I wanted. Where is it? This one is so fun. La Serena Nicolala. And if I pronounced her last name wrong, I'm sorry. But La Serena does a beautiful rendition of White Christmas in Irish. And it's beautiful and short. It's pretty short. Yeah, it is short. That's what I need. Not 3 minutes. It's 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Yeah, I know what it is. I probably am the one who put it in and put it in wrong. Computer. Crap. Alright, I'm gonna do a transition. A wing and a prayer, James. Come on. Come on, guys. Intro. There you go. I think this is James. This is the Celtic Tenors. You ever have a band where, like, you get to know the people and you still kind of fangirl forever? That's me and the Celtic Tenors. Don't tell them. I just think they're neat. They're great people. They're doing great stuff. They're nice. They're like signed with Universal Australia. Like, they're huge and they're still really nice people. How do you do that? How do you get to be like a freaking global sensation? They tour the Middle East every year, touring in Abu Dhabi and UAE and Dubai. They're performing all the time. They go to Australia, like they do a North American tour, they're doing a European tour. They do all of this. And they are still like super heckin' nice. They still remember who I am, which is bonkers, because I haven't seen them in 3 years. Anyway, they're just great. Look them up, the Celtic Tenors. It's these guys. They're a classical Celtic crossover, so that's not always everybody's style. But as people, top drawer. And they can't always say that about everybody. You know what I mean? You can't always say that. Okay, so let me get my poop in a group here. Alright, so every few minutes, so during the day, every 20 minutes, we have to do a break for the show. So the top of the hour, then at the 20s, and at the 40s. And so we have this documentation that we have to do because we're a radio station, that's a legally binding document to show that yes, people are manning and we're doing all the things that we're required by law to have done during this time period. So the next thing I'm doing is I'm getting the next break queued up here. And probably the top of the hour also, so then I'm just done. I'm getting that ready, and then at the same time, my brain is thinking, what can I play after the break? Because I've only, 3 minutes. I only have 3 minutes of music left. So, 22:52. And everything is handy-coded because our staff here is amazeballs, and they have everything really, really well labeled and coded, so it's easy to find. You're not guessing what you have to do. You just gotta find it and set it up and execute it, and it's great. I love our KZUM staff, if you didn't already know. They are phenomenal. They work their butts off. When you donate to KZUM. A lot of people are like, well, I'm paying all this money for what? 70% of our funding comes from the community. And we have 100 programmers, volunteer. We only have like 4 staff. So we do so much with just the funds that are available. I haven't done a silent night. Isn't this cute? It's really cute. La, la, la. I think I will do an Eahune. No, I'm not. I'm going to do a funny one. I haven't done a funny one yet. Seamus Begley from An Irish Christmas Soundscape with Carnations. Coming up after the break. Tune in. Aw, Emily, thank you. Thanks for tuning in. Helena's tuning in all the way from... You're in Kansas still, right? Kansas? I didn't know if you jumped ship and gone to another state yet. So I got a haircut on Saturday. It got so long. But now it doesn't go all the way up in a ponytail. And the reason, like, I'm happy about that is because when it was long enough to go in a ponytail, I put it in a ponytail all the dang time. But now I'm like, oh yeah, hair gets in my face when I'm throwing headphones on and off. And it's like, oh my god. Anyway. Vanity, vanity, all is vanity. I want to close out with this. Haven't closed out with them yet. I like that. But I have to find out which one's the longest one to... I can never remember which one is the longest one out of these 2 instrumentals to close out to. But that one starts off slow. Oh, who cares? It picks up. And it starts off Christmassy. Okay. Suck it up, Susan Jean. Love.
Hi, my name is Diana. This is KZUM Lincoln and KZUM HD.
I'm gonna play that one all the time now.
Love the Locals, a makers event featuring dozens of Nebraska artisans with local food and beer, offering handmade gifts and treats for the holidays, plus live music on the KZUM stage with Evan Bartles, Rascal Martinez, and more. Love the Locals is Sunday, December 16th from noon to 5 at the Bay. More on Facebook and
I'm playing a lot of shorties today.
Buddy? Yes, hello. This is Pete Best.
Yeah, I don't have enough.
I'm wondering how it was that you initially...
Did I do the...
joined the
Yeah, I
Beatles
did.
and
I
when
did.
was that?
Okay.
I suppose you could say unfair became involved with because of the fact my mother wrote the cast off.
Hi, this is Hardy, inviting you to join me every Tuesday afternoon from 2 to 3 for Strawberry Fields Hay for a while.
I'm very pleased to meet you.
Updating my set list on Facebook. That publishes at the end of every episode because it's a draft until the end. La Serena
I may not be the biggest collector you've ever met, but I'll
by
bet I love these
Seamus
guys as much as
Begley.
anyone out there.
Best guess. And then something else, I guess. Probably 2 of the things I need to go before I close out. We're at 42. I see Hardy, Wichita represent, nice. But I do see Hardy coming in the door right now. So I am going to go ahead and log off now because it's way easier to transition when I have fewer things. So thanks you guys so much for tuning in. This was really cool. If you haven't already been listening, I hope you tune in. You can check it out on our 2-week archive at kzum.org after the episode. Especially for this song, because this is an amazing song. Hey, Hardy, I'm streaming live on Facebook right now, but I'm about to sign off. So, do you want to say hi to the viewers?
Hello, everybody on Facebook, especially those of you across the pond.
Ooh, there's a shout out if I ever heard one. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Appreciate it. If you liked this and you would like for me to do some more, please do let us know. Keep tuning in. Tune to KZUM.org if you're streaming live right now and you're watching and you want to finish listening to the rest of the episode. KZUM.org has a really easy, good, mobile player, so you can listen to that, or you can listen to the archive afterwards for 2 weeks afterwards. If you think it would be cool to see more of these, please do let me know. Put it in the comments, share with friends, give it a like, let people know. If people are enjoying these, I'm happy to give more commentary episodes where I live stream. That's totally fine with me. Anyway, I'm going to finish up the episode. Thanks again so much, everybody, for popping in and watching. I really do appreciate it. Merry Christmas! Will it finish? Maybe. The ending is always the hardest part.